Before we dive into this fascinating story, we want to take a moment to talk to you, our dear audience. The story you are about to hear is a hypothesis, a creative exploration made with the utmost respect and the best of intentions. At no point do we seek to alter, contradict, or detract from anyone's faith. On the contrary, this story is born from love and admiration for Jesus, his message, and his impact on humanity. We know that the topic we will discuss is profound and that the figure of Jesus is sacred to millions of people around the world. Therefore, we want to make it clear that this story is not intended to replace the spiritual truth of each person, but to offer an inspiring and reflective narrative based on the possibility that the universe is even more vast and mysterious than we imagine. As content creators, we believe in God, in Jesus, and in the love that He taught us. There is no intention in our words to offend, only the desire to share a different vision that, perhaps, will make us reflect on the infinity of creation and the wonder of the message that Jesus left us. We invite you to listen with an open mind and a heart full of light. That said, let us begin our journey into the unknown. The hidden years of Jesus, the trip to his home planet. A story never told. For centuries, theologians, historians, and believers have tried to solve a great mystery. Where was Jesus between the ages of 14 and 30? The Gospels are silent about this period. Some say he traveled the world in search of wisdom. Others claim he remained in Nazareth, living an ordinary life. But there is another story, one that has been hidden for generations. What you are about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about Jesus. In this series, we will reveal to you what really happened. Jesus was not of this world. The unknown origin of Jesus from birth, Jesus was different. Not only because of the prophecy surrounding his arrival, but because within him was a truth that only a few knew. Jesus was no mere human. His spirit came from a place far beyond earth. When he turned 14, he felt an inexplicable calling, an inner voice telling him that his time on earth had not yet begun. He knew he had to leave, but he did not understand why. It was then that one moonless night, as he prayed in the hills of Nazareth, the sky lit up with a golden light. From among the shadows, a tall, shining figure appeared, a being from his true cosmic homeland. "It is time for you to remember who you are, Yeshua," the voice said. A portal opened in the firmament, and without fear, Jesus stepped forward and disappeared. In the next episode, we'll explore Jesus' home planet and the knowledge he gained during his time there. The journey to En Sof Jesus awoke in a world that seemed like a dream. En Sof, his home planet, was a place of pure light where time and space worked differently. The beings who lived there were not of flesh and blood, but of energy, with ethereal forms and eyes full of wisdom. They surrounded him in silence, waiting for him to remember who he was. An old man stepped forward, his robes floating as if there were no gravity. "Welcome back, child of light. The time has come for your instruction." Over the next few years, Jesus learned skills that transcended human capabilities. He discovered that matter is only an illusion, and that with purity of heart, anything is possible. In the next episode, we'll explore the disciplines Jesus studied at En Sof and how they allowed him to perform the miracles he would later display on earth. The awakening of divine gifts. At En Sof, Jesus was trained in skills that seemed like magic to humans, but were the true power of creation. Mastering life energy, he learned to channel the universal force to heal, move objects, and even change matter, control of time and space. He understood that time is just a perception, and that he could alter it with his will. Connection to cosmic consciousness. He discovered that everything in the universe is connected, and that love is the most powerful energy. Jesus became a master of these arts, but there was still something he had to learn: how to return this knowledge to humanity without it being destroyed by greed and fear. In the next episode, we will explore his mental and spiritual training and the challenges he faced on his path to full enlightenment. the final challenge on the planet of the sages. Before returning to Earth, Jesus had to overcome his final test on a legendary planet, Cytheria, the world of the eternal sages. Cytheria was a place of testing. There, he faced illusions designed to break his spirit, the temptation of power. He was offered to rule the universe, but he refused the offer, knowing that true leadership is not imposed, but inspired. The test of fear, he was thrown into a dark dimension where there was no light or sound. Only his faith saved him. The veil of oblivion. He was offered the option to live a life without suffering, but he chose to return to Earth, knowing that he must fulfill his mission. After passing all the tests, Jesus was ready. His spirit shone with the light of Ensof. In the next episode, we will see his return to Earth and how he hid his knowledge until the right time. The return to Earth. When Jesus woke up, he was back in Nazareth. To others, only a few days had passed. To him, decades of learning on the higher planes had passed. He knew that he could not reveal everything he had seen. The world was not ready. For the next few years, Jesus lived as a simple carpenter, but in secret, he practiced what he had learned, preparing for the moment when his mission would begin. In the next episode, we will explore how he hid his power and why he waited until he was 30 to reveal it. The Great Revelation. At age 30, Jesus felt the call. His time had come. He went to the Jordan River, where his cousin John the Baptist was preaching. When John saw him, he knew something about him was different. As he plunged into the water, the sky opened up. It was not a dove that descended, but a flash of pure energy. Jesus remembered everything. Now his mission was to pass on to humanity what he had learned in Ensof without revealing its origin. In the next episode, we will explore how he used his abilities to perform miracles and how he faced those who feared his power. Miracles and the battle against darkness. The leaders of the day did not understand Jesus' power. They feared what they could not control. He healed the sick, walked on water, multiplied food. But these were not acts of magic. This was advanced science, the mastery of universal energy. However, he knew that the world was not ready to accept the truth. He had to sacrifice his body to awaken souls. In the next episode, we will explore his final teaching, how he transcended death and left an eternal legacy. Return to the stars. Jesus never really died. His body was destroyed, but his essence returned to Ensof. His story was marked on Earth, but only a few understood his true origin. He promised to return, and perhaps he is already among us, waiting for the right moment to guide humanity towards its true light. Have you been fascinated by this story? Subscribe and give it a like for more amazing content.